All right, good morning, everyone. Today is February 10, and which is also the day of the El Camino Real Derby, a Kentucky Derby prep race. This could be the final race for this Kentucky Derby prep race, especially with the pending closure at Golden Gate Fields Racetrack, and that's unfortunate um, because this race has produced is not well known, but it has produced quality number of 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 classic winners. And actually, the photo you see here is Rombauer, who won the 2021 El Camino Real Derby, and later that year won the Preakness Stakes. And actually, Rombauer is one of six winners um, who came out of the El Camino Real Derby that won the Preakness Stakes. And that started in 84. In fact, from 84 to 85 and 86, this El Camino Real Derby had produced three Preakness Stakes winners in a row. In 1984, Gay Dancer, who did not win the El Camino Real Derby, won the Preakness Stakes. In 85, Tanks Prospect, who won the El Camino, also won the Preakness Stakes. In 86, Snow Chief, who won the El Camino Real Derby and ended up being the Kentucky Derby favorite that year, but did not win, ended up winning the Preakness Stakes. So that was 3 years in a row that the El Camino Real Derby had produced three straight Preakness Stakes winners. And then in 94, another horse, Tabasco Cap, who won the El Camino Real Derby. In fact, you could go to YouTube to see a clip of Tabasco Cap winning the El Camino Derby in 1994. He won the Preakness Stakes and the Belmont Stakes. So that year, he won the El Camino Real Derby, which was at that time around at Golden Gate Fields, and then won the Preakness Stakes and Belmont Stakes in 1994. In 1999, Charismatic actually ran second in the El Camino Real Derby, but later on that year won the Kentucky Derby. So he's the only Kentucky Derby winner to come out of the El Camino Real Derby. So this race, the El Camino Real Derby, the winner of this race gets an automatic bid to the Preakness Stakes. So I'll give you some of my insights for the El Camino Real Derby. The El Camino Real Derby is also the second leg of the Golden Pick Four, which consists of the last two races at Santa Anita and Golden Gate Fields, and I'll talk more about that. So I'm going to right now talk about my insights regarding the El Camino Real Derby. So at the moment, the morning line favor is Endlessly. So if you look at it closely right here, Endlessly is 3 for 4. He's a good turf runner. He didn't do well in the Breeders' Cup turf. So the question is that will this translate to synthetic? He's the morning line favorite at the moment. Another horse who's actually ran well here is Wild Jewels. It's undefeated at Golden Gate Field, and so he has a home field advantage. The second choice at the moment is Tapalo, and Tapalo, based on his where he ran, is considered the second choice. He last won at Santa Anita, so that's where at the moment that's why he's considered the second choice. There are two horses here that I'm intrigued about playing. The first one is the filly, Arctic Breeze, and then no, even though she last won her broke her meeting in her last race. Normally, I wouldn't bet a horse like this, but there's two things I considered. One is, and main thing is her sire's Arrogate, the late sire, and even though he has limited crops, he's produced quality horses. So, and even the owners had a high expectation for Arctic Breeze because of her price for $375,000. So at 8-1, yeah, that she is in my play. The other horse I'm going to pick is a guy named Joe. And this is actually my win bet for the El Camino Real Derby. Um, like Arctic Breeze, he broke his maiden his last race. However, most of his races have been on turf. But if Endlessly, who ran mostly on turf, is going to be the favorite, and now more than favorite 2-1, I'm going to take a horse at 5-1 at the moment. And so, Guy Named Joe is by American Pharaoh, a Triple Crown winner. So that's why I'm picking him at 5-1. Yeah, I think this is my play. I mentioned about Rumbauer being the last El Camino Real Derby to win the Preakness Stakes. There's a connection with him and Endlessly, because Endlessly's trainer Michael McCarthy also trained Rumbauer, and with like Rumbauer, Endlessly had a ran on turf, so it's another play. Look into it, but at 2-1, yeah, I'm not gonna put him in my as my win bet. However, he will be in my exotics. And actually, this is my play. My play is going to be the win bet for a guy named Joe. And then I'm going to do an exacta box with a guy named Joe. And then with the filly, Arctic Breeze. And then for the superfecta, I'm going to play a superfecta box with a guy named Joe, Endlessly, Arctic Breeze, and the local connections in Wild Jewels. I mentioned earlier about the Golden Pick 4, and actually, it's my favorite bet at the racetrack. It's the last two races in Santa Anita and the last two races in Golden Gate Fields. And it's unfortunate that with the pending closure of Golden Gate Fields, this bet will no longer exist. The last about last year, I believe I played it twice or maybe in the past. But one thing I love about this bet is it is a $1 pick four bet. So you it's a good value bet as long as you don't put too much money into it. Twice I've won about $1,000 off this Golden Pick Four bet. So I would pick three horses from the each race, and with a $1 pick four, that equates to $81. So not every time that I play the Golden Pick Four that I win, but it comes down to this: um, if you lose $81, you lose $81. But if you turn that $81 to, let's say, 1,000 or $2, that's a good bet. So that's why I really like this race. It's like this type of bet, my favorite bet, because you don't have to bet a lot, but you could win a lot. And the name of the game in horse racing is bet small to win big. So the first leg of the Golden Pick Four is the ninth race in Santa Anita. So I'm just going to tell you which horses I'm going to pick for this race. The three horses that I plan to do. So usually I say I would pick three horses from the each race for the four races. I'm going to do slightly different. I'm going to pick three horses from two races and four horses from the other two races. So for the ninth race, the horses that I'm going to pick for my first leg of the Golden Pick Four is number 2 is going to be Grand Tiger, and the other two horses will be Toledo Rocket and Mr. Beams. So with that, if you so for that first leg, that's basically that's in terms of $3 your first leg. So and then with Toledo Rocket, uh, I noted that he first race wins, but second race bombs. But potentially you just only ran for two races, so who knows? He could hit well. So those are the three horses I'm picking in my first leg. I already mentioned the second leg, which is the El Camino Real Derby for the Golden Pick Four. So the third leg for this race is the 10th race at Santa Anita. So these are the horses that I plan to pick. And unlike the first one, here's a little bit more reason why in my third leg for the Golden Pick Four, why I picked these horses. So for Kitty Katana, one thing I noted is like 7 out of 10 in the money at Santa Anita Turf. In addition, I'm a big pedigree when it comes to betting. So Bernardini was the leading broodmare sire in 2022. So that's why one of my selections for the third leg in the Golden Pick 4. The other horse I plan to pick is Stay and Scam, um, and as who's going to be the morning line favorite for this race. In fact, when I do the Golden Pick 4, I do have since I usually bet only 3 horses in each race. My thing is, or my feeling is, or how I approach it is, I always pick a favorite from each of the 4 races, and then the second horse would be the second choice, and the third horse would not be the third favorite. Could be the third favorite, or sometimes a quality long shot. So this case is the favorite here is Stay and Scam. So that's my second horse for the third leg. And when I mentioned about the my third horses that I would pick, well, here's one horse I'm planning to pick, and it's 20 to 1, morning odds, alternate rock, and I noted that her best speed figure actually in the Sandia turf was 84 where she ran, and 21 morning line odds. Hey, sometimes you just got to put chips to the table. And this is a time where you could go big or go home. And at 20 to 1 at a in a pick 4 pick, yeah, I mean that's a pretty solid. That's a really good quality a long shot. It is a long shot, 20 to 1. However, the ones that have won the Golden Pick 4 over 1,000, it's because one of the legs uh, that came in was a long shot. So this is my third horse that I plan to pick uh, in the third leg of the Golden Pick 4. And when it comes to betting pick 4, where I get really screwed is always the third race. So if I hit the first 2, it's always the third race of the pick 4 that I get screwed. Whether the horse that comes in because of the horse that I didn't pick comes in. So no, I said that in the Golden Pick 4, I always normally pick 3 horses in each race. However, for the third leg, I'm going to go with a fourth horse. So just in case. And I had a little dilemma. It was either going to be Customer List or Princess Bettina. The thing with Customer List is the sire is Wooten Bassett, a very expensive stallion in Europe. And I noted that check with the turf to see if it's soft. However, this is a spring race, and I circled the races that she's run was mile races, and that came to the conclusion why for my fourth choice for the fourth horse I bet on the third leg for the Golden Pick 4 was Princess Bettina. And the main reason is, well, there's 2 reasons. One is I noticed there's 3 out of the money in the Santa Anita turf, but the main reason really is Frankie Dettori is going to be riding, and has extremely done really well at the Santa Anita turf. The last leg of the Golden Pick 4 is the 8th and final race at Golden Gate Fields. So this one I'm going only for 3 horses. So the morning line favorite is actually here is Tex Hanley. I noted that 9 out of 13 has been in the money at Golden Gate Fields, and he is 2 to 1 odds. Um, the second horse I'm going to pick is going to be Willis Chill. As I noted, 5 of the last 6 races at Golden Gate Fields has finished second or third, so has an affinity for this racetrack. And the third horse I'm going to pick is Lord Wimbledon, and yeah, he ran second in this race, and at the moment he is 10 to 1, so pretty good odds too. And I'm thinking, I was looking as I looked at through the charts. I'm just not figuring. I'm figuring why he is 10 to 1, but I'm also puzzled by that 4 DFR riders in the daily racing forums have him in the top 3, and I'm like, these are professional gamblers who know more than me. So if I could get him at 10 to 1 as my third choice, that's what I plan to do. So to recap, I'm picking 3 horses in the Golden Pick 4 for the first leg, 4 horses in the second leg of the Golden Pick Four. Uh, Four horses in the third leg of the Golden Pick Four, and three horses in the last leg of the Golden Pick Four. So in all, if with a $1 pick four Golden Pick Four bet, that comes to $144. So yeah, I mean, like I said, usually I only do $81, but with the El Camino Real Derby, I put 144. If I lose 144, I lose 144. It's not like I'm betting $1,000 on the Golden Pick Four. So if it's 144, I win. That'll be great. But if I lose $144, it's not gonna put me in a major financial trouble. It's only $144. Finally, I want to kind of summarize regarding the El Camino Real Derby. I mean, it's it's unfortunate. It's sad because I've been going to Golden Gate Fields. Actually, the first time I went to a racetrack in the Bay Area was at Bay Meadows, and I think I saw Willie Shoemaker, and this was '89. So I saw Willie Shoemaker ran at a goal at Bay Meadows because his first race he ever won was at Golden Gate Fields. But with the El Camino Real Derby, it's kind of sad this could be the very last race, but it's also sad with Golden Gate Fields closing. And I know this is just betting a betting a handicapping for pedigree for this race, but with the whole thing with Oakland A's leaving Oakland, the Raiders going to Las Vegas, Golden State Warriors now moving to San Francisco. There's going to be a big void in the Big East Bay if Golden Gate Fields closes. And I hope it doesn't close because it doesn't make sense for the Strata Group to close it. I really don't. Because what they're inside thinking about, okay, we'll have the San Luis Rays racetrack, but I mean, I don't know how many people from that area would actually go to the San Luis Rays racetrack. Don't get me wrong, if you do go, but it's just that I think this is just a more emotional feeling. Um, like I said, El Camino Real Derby has produced 6 Preakness winners, 1 Belmont winner, and 1 Kentucky Derby winner. So, with I want to enjoy this race. I'm gonna be at the Turf Club today at Golden Gate Fields. I'm gonna tape this race and upload it, and I want to really enjoy it because I remember when Bay Meadows was closing, it closed during the county circuit in the summer of 2008, and if Golden Gate's going to close in a regular circuit, I'd rather have it be that way, but I hope it doesn't. And who knows? Maybe this race could bring some luck that maybe a horse from the El Camino ends up winning the Preakness, and then there might be some momentum saying, "Hey, we shouldn't be closing this racetrack." It's just hopeful. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy this race. I'm going to record it from the Turf Club. I got window seating. That's the only thing I'm going to really splurge is that window seating more than my bet because, like I said, going with the pending closure of Golden Gate Fields. But I'm going to tape that race and upload it as I did with this betting. So if you go to the racetrack, just have fun. Yeah, as a saying I've been told is when it comes to horse racing, where the athletes pay, but also when it comes to betting and horse racing, you bet small to win big.